sound. Rolling video.
Keep rolling, rolling, rolling.
Which table has better resonance?
Gonna go with this one. A little rattle to it. Not so much resonance, but not a bad sound.
A little more loose snare than tight snare.
Exactly. I miss drumming. Really is a lot of fun.
You say you like have a whole kit, but it's in storage or something?
Yep. No, I haven't had one in a while.
Sucks.
It's like riding a bike, though.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
sure.
could drum for a professional band right now if I wanted to. Say that
What
without any.
What
joke.
if the professional band was System of a Down? Would you do it?
No. Nope.
Okay.
I'd do it with Keith Moon at the beginning of the set before anybody started playing. Sure, I'll play drums.
Alright, let's clap. 3, 2, 1. And
Welcome back to Metaphiles, the podcast that talks to you. This episode, bowling.
Hey, we got a lane 5 open.
Lane 5 is open. Lane 5. Tune in next week.
Yeah, Metaphiles, Zach Caffrey, Jason Ford. We're transitioning out of, believe me, we'll hear about that later. Another scolding. I don't like doing it to you, Jay.
I don't like being scolded. I don't like messing up.
Yeah, but it might be easier moving forward because we are definitely transitioning out of being a podcast and more into being a sound effects record.
I'm a podcast, if you will.
Metaphonomana Pada.
You think that name's taken? I like it. Amenaphanopada?
It is by some Costa Rican podcasters.
Well, we can just keep on trucking with Metaphiles, I guess.
Yeah, and we can still be a sound effects record.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
But I guess we should probably talk about the topic a little bit.
People know the sounds of bowling, the smells, the thrill of victory and the melancholy of defeat of the gutter.
And the melancholy of the shoes.
I feel pretty snazzy in those shoes.
Yeah, they are good.
You know?
They are good.
I had a pair of Oxford shoes that were kind of close, but they got all messed up and dirty and scuffed up and stuff.
I would wear bowling shoes around.
Some people do, but you know, what if you have to run anywhere or move faster than, bowling speeds?
I try to live my life with as little needing to run as possible, and I'm pretty successful at it most of the time. So,
The last time I needed to run was catching the bus downtown. And that was about 3 years ago, I want to say.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fuck it. Who needs it?
So, this episode is not running, but running, you're in the trap drawer.
Yep. Right off the bat.
And also, right off the bat, it's certainly too early for facts, but I just got a real quick one here.
Sure.
That, the reason that... Oh.
The fact hat.
Oh.
You gotta put it on if you're gonna say a fact.
Anytime I'm saying a fact, I have to wear the fact hat?
So.
Okay.
It's a prompt for this week.
Let's see if I remember how to do this. And now it's time for a fact. Here from the Metaphiles news desk. The reason bowling shoes are so brightly colored
Orson Welles is over here.
is so... Now I'm trying to do Orson Welles. I can't remember what he sounded like.
Fuck the... Well, you just do what you're doing.
Okay.
Just keep rolling.
The reason that they're painted so elaborately is to prevent theft.
Ah.
This concludes this fact. Yeah, they paint them all wacky so that if somebody takes them, leaves their ratty old kicks in the cubby, now they're walking around and everybody's like, I recognize those.
Yeah. Or they look in the cubby and they're like, these don't look like a piece of shit pair of shoes. And that person's long gone.
But then the bowling alley maestro,
Sure.
he sends all his people out, says, we're missing a pair of 10.5s. Take to the streets. I want everybody on a grid pattern search. He's walking around in hot pink loafers.
A bowling shoe detective.
And all points bowling
Yeah.
to APB.
She walked in. I needed her like I needed a pair of flip-flops on lane 5. She was wearing the shoes all right.
See, that's when you should be wearing the hat, I think, but it's the fact hat, not the noir hat, so.
Yeah.
You know, we've made our bed, and now we must bowl in it. You like bowling, Jay?
I like the accessibility. I like the the brevity is not the right word. The the casual air that bowling exists in. Even if you watch professional bowling, it's cool. Anybody can do it, even if you suck. It's like, well, you can get up there and it goes when you throw it down. It goes down the whole lane. If you hit him, it goes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then
whether
of
you
course
winning
you
or
get
not.
lane 5 open. Glug 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 glug.
How could you forget that? You could also drink beer while you're bowling.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
You can't be out on the football field having a cold one.
Not these days. They used to do that shit. Halftime, crack open a brewski, a halftime pounder.
Yeah. Pour a whole thing of Bud over the coach at the end of the game. But yeah, accessible is a good word. Bowling, really the people's sport.
Surely, yeah. You know, there's not. I'm certainly not going to put on the fact hat for this, but I don't think there's another sport that's quite at that level of anybody can go bowling. Anybody can enjoy bowling, even if you're just hanging out in the lane and like, oh fuck, you suck at that.
Well, not in the lane.
Well, you know what I mean. At the, what is it called? You got the lane and then you got the
alley.
The hangar.
I think it's called the hangar. The command center.
The HQ,
Yeah, you sit in the big Kirk chair. You type on your computer. Give everybody a fun name.
And then when anybody makes like a spare, the video comes on the screen and it's like straight out of a David Lynch movie. If he did a Pixar movie for a bowling lane.
This David Lynch's Pixar is what all of those animations are.
And we wanted people to feel when they had a spare.
To think that you could go bowling on your fucking telephone. Get real. I love to bowl, but I don't do it very often because it's really quite expensive.
Is it?
Kinda. I mean, if you're playing more than 2 games, you might as well be wearing a tuxedo because you're real money bags. Unless you can get a group of people together and everybody's splitting it.
Well, that's their business model.
Mm-hmm.
You got a group of people, that's 5 nacho plates and 5 Bud Lights and little paper cups. Instead of a motherfucker in a tuxedo all by himself.
Sipping champagne. Having caviar on pita chips. With his satin bowling glove. And he doesn't even throw the ball himself. He has his butler do it. But he takes the points.
Like a bowling caddy. That'd be cool if you had a bowling caddy. Rubs down the ball for you and you're just like, and he just puts it on your fingers.
Yeah, I think I'm going to need, I got the 7-10 split here, so I think I'm going to need a Brunswick 9 3-hole.
For some reason you're walking between lanes and he carries the bag full of bowling balls. This is about 300 pounds.
Yeah, he's in his bowling cart.
Yeah.
Because it's really, when you got that kind of money, what, are you going to wait for the pins to reset between each frame? No, just... yeah, like to bowl, don't do it often. And I would say, like, usually it's years between one. And so then, like, I spend my first game remembering that I'm pretty bad at it and that I have a weird hook that I can't get rid of. And so I spend the whole first game basically, like, remembering, okay, stand slightly to the right of where I think I should, and I bowl low. And then I play a second one and I do a slightly better, and then I open up my wallet and a fly comes up out of it, and I have to go home.
A fly comes out of it. That's great. That's top-notch imagery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're a sound effects record, but also we are theater of the mind. Yeah, absolutely.
The past, I want to say 3 or 4 times I've gone bowling, it's been on a company dime, right? Because if you go bowling, it makes you better at Excel spreadsheets and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah. Well, you know, the 10-pin is kind of like a cell.
I mean, I don't know that. I do think Excel should have emojis, but that's a different podcast.
It is. Excel episode. You'd be leading the research on that one. What would you say approximately your highest bowling score ever?
Oh boy. Oh gosh. I mean, so the last thing about a bowling night I'd even remember, but I want to say 170 maybe.
That's pretty good. I don't think I've ever gone over 150 probably. Maybe that's not true, but
well,
it's a thing. Pool, like billiards, is like this for me, where I love it, but I suck at it, so I don't do it that much. But doing it more would make me not suck at it.
That describes all kinds of things for me. Sex,
fatherhood.
I don't do it often. When I do, I'm like, I suck at this. And I'm like, well, I like it. But these kids are fucked. You ever do the bowling where it's like lit up, right? It's like neon. I've never done that.
Disco bowling, I think they probably call it.
Seems like it'd be kind of annoying, to be perfectly honest.
It is.
Maybe we're a couple old guys, and maybe that's why.
Yeah, I like to be able to hear myself think when I'm bowling and...
Everybody be quiet!
Turn off this club music and turn the damn lights on and... Yeah.
Those strikes. Maybe if you're on drugs, you know, maybe that'd be cool. I've never done that. I've never bowled on drugs. Maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah. Take some DMT. Hit the lanes.
Knock down the pins yourself in your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Before even the ball leaves your fingers.
Yeah.
You fucking put it down the lane. Your fingers go all the way down. You're like, whoa! I got a strike. We're in Wendy's drive-thru.
I got a strike, but also I'm the pins.
Well, I mean, hell, you ever want to go bowling? I'd be down.
All right. Oops. Check my coin jar.
Well, is there a bowling alley where you can smoke inside still? Because that would be.
I've not encountered one. That would be tops. But no, I think that's gone.
A relic of a better time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's a man.
And there it is. It had to happen. You're not going to do a bowling episode without it. The Dude.
The best bowling movie ever made.
Yeah. Well, other than
Kingpin?
Le Roc de Silence.
The Truffaut film.
Oui.
Yeah, that really highlighted the role of bowling and the capitalistic elements of the 70s French bowling scene.
And we won't be looking that film up on the IMDB Parents Guide because there's no need.
It's all pure family fun.
Well, it's all art. And if it's art, it cannot be pornographic.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's why what I do on my laptop at an art gallery is fine. It's fine.
Sure.
The MoMA. Leave me alone. You like your art and I like the art I like. What I can't bring in my own art and look at it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was an artistic community.
Yeah, I thought that's what we do here.
I'm sorry.
No, Big Lebowski, best bowling movie, and Kingpin, I would say, second best bowling movie. I don't think there are any bowling dramas, because bowling just isn't like that.
There's been some movies about certain topics that try to make it like that, like Cocktail. Try to turn bartending into this dramatic whole hierarchy of...
Yeah. And the way they did that,
So
by the way,
weird.
is that the movie Cocktail takes place in a universe where being a bartender is a dirty, ugly job that people should be ashamed if they have it. And so Tom Cruise wants to date this kind of high society girl, and her dad's like, a bartender? I think not. And that's the whole conflict of the movie.
Well, then his friend dies, and Tom Cruise goes, "Somebody help me!" Terrible scene. Terrible movie. I mean, honestly,
Terrible.
shitty fucking movie.
Very bad.
Maybe somebody should do a drama bowling movie.
What would it be called?
Rolling Straight.
Okay. What about
Out of the Gutter.
Pain on the Pine Wood?
Ooh.
I don't know if bowling lanes are pine.
Yeah, they're pine. Pinewood Passion.
Oh, there we go. Pinewood Passion. A tale of forbidden love and turkeys.
Sure. Directed by... I don't
Us.
know. Directed by us. Produced by Dino De Laurentiis.
That's a good pull.
I fucking hate that guy. He ruins so many movies. I don't know why. Just came to mind. By the way,
That's a fact.
I fucking hate that guy. He ruined so many movies.
All right. There you go. Sorry, Dino. Well, we've covered how it relates to us pretty well.
I like it. I don't
like
always
it.
do it.
Don't always do it. Want to do it more. We're probably gonna do it together.
Hell yeah. How about DIY bowling, though?
Please. Elaborate.
Well, it just wouldn't be
Elaborate.
Ooh. Well, you get a nice flat concrete floor, not unlike Metaphile Studios here.
Yes.
And you get some pins, maybe some beer bottles. Uniform in size.
Mm-hmm.
Knockable, overable.
Yes.
If you will.
So certainly glass is the way to go.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a whole other... You get a strike, but if you break all of them in one strike, that's like worth 3 strikes, right? And you just get a regular bowling ball. And the gutters are your friends, catching them before they run over some electronic equipment in the corner or something like that. Hey, just a thought.
What would the ball be?
Just a regular bowling ball.
Oh.
Hell. I mean, because, you can take those anywhere.
Yeah, you could steal one of those and walk around with it, and nobody would be like, that's definitely a bowling ball that you stole. It looks like every other bowling ball.
That, sir, is my pregnant wife. Well, I do have one other thought.
What's that?
Well, Laya Playas.
Oh. Lane,
Lane change? Lane Playas.
All right, go ahead.
Welcome to Laya Playas. This week we're talking about a podcast where you could be the guest on other people's podcasts, but you wear a hidden camera. Oh. And so you record that, and you upload your perspective of being the guest on their podcast. Mm-hmm. You can edit it whichever way you want. You can get some behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah.
And, call it, I don't know, Second Opinion. Something like that. Go on Joe Rogan. See what the fuck is going on with that studio.
Yeah, because they don't show you everything.
Thank God. But, hey, Second Opinion. That'd be pretty cool.
And you edit it so it seems like you're interviewing Joe Rogan.
Sure. You can, keep it in mind when he's doing the interview, when he's talking to you, be like, that's cool, Joe. Hey, by the way, random off-topic question about, and then you just show that. Joe's like, hey, take this, Jamie, don't air this. Blah, 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 terrible opinion. And then you upload to your podcast, Second Opinion, and everybody's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you get the Spotify money. And Joe's out, and Neil Young's happy, and everybody's happy.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Joe versus Neil.
One of our better recent celebrity beefs.
I guess so. Well, at any rate, this has been Laya Playas. And by the way, if you want to do Second Opinion to us, you're more than welcome to do it.
Sure.
For our next guest, whoever it may be.
You can have your hidden camera pointed at your laptop when you're watching, I guess.
Laya Playas. Think about it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. My hatred of Laya Playas is somewhat diminished by that excellent tagline.
Well, we're getting there. We all can grow and we all can learn.
Mm-hmm. But what you don't realize is I have been wearing a hidden camera during this Laya Playas segment. And I'm going to call my hidden camera podcast the Impodster.
That's way better.
And guess what? You were just on it. And we'll be right back.
Shit. Welcome back to Laya Playas. Wait. Take 2. Welcome back to Metaphiles Bowling. Gotta get that ball down that lane and crack them pins right apart.
And here we are on the second frame. It doesn't really work.
Yeah.
That's alright. We'll pick up the spare.
There you go.
And now, here in frame 2, just going to stick with it.
Sure.
We're, of course, talking bowling and the world. And quite a storied history of bowling. I'd be happy to put on the fact hat.
I think you better.
All right. Where would you guess, Jay? First bowling.
Let's see. Who likes to knock down pins and things that are standing? Who likes to knock them down a lot? Got to be some prehistoric
Who likes
peoples.
setting things up in a triangular shape close together?
I mean, the Egyptians?
Correct. Had to be either them or China, and this time it's them.
Well, how do they got all that sand down there? You can't roll shit down that.
Well,
They got no pine, I'll tell you that for sure.
definitely no pine. We won't get to that for some time, but there are wall drawings which depicted a form of bowling as early as 5200 BC.
Wow.
Yeah. And then,
Wait, that's insane. Surely one of the first sports.
could be. Could be. What they were doing was actually probably more similar to what we would think of now as like bocce ball or something like that.
Gotcha.
But they were throwing something to knock into or over other things.
They were bowling things over.
Yes.
Surely. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then,
I would never have guessed it would have been that long ago.
yeah. And they also invented beer too. So they probably were. It probably just was the same thing back then.
I'd have called it at that point.
Look, 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 look.
I would have been like, all right, guys, that's a wrap. Well, we built some big triangular shits, though. Nah.
No, let's just play
It's
another.
all, we got it.
Let's just play another 10.
Yeah.
They start finding remnants of balls that they date to 3200 BC. Then in 1895, they're finding cracked vases and stones, and something that's called a trilithon, which, think of Stonehenge, 2 standing stones and 1 laying atop.
Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they're thinking like that's where that would be the edge of the lane. However, a Roman fella named Herodotus, who was known as the father of history by fellow Roman guy Cicero. According to the father of history,
But it was a joke. Like, you're old. You're so fucking old. Meanwhile, here we are 5,000 years later.
you're so old, you're history's dad.
You son of a bitch.
He says it was invented by the Lydians in Asia Minor, modern day Turkey bowling term. Are we starting to see it?
Turkey's a bowling term?
Yeah, it's when you get 3 strikes in a row, you've rolled a turkey.
Ooh.
Never done it myself.
Some mustard on white bread. Roll a turkey. 3.
You could roll it with some mustard. And yeah, you know, general evolution of things. In 400 AD, Germany uses bowling as a religious ritual, wherein the
Beats going to church on Sunday mornings, that's for sure.
wherein the pins, or they called them kegels, represented
Kegels.
your sins, and you would throw a stone at your sins and cleanse yourself.
Yeah. I'll see you in hell. Bowling 170 at my best. Yeah.
But it's important to keep that in mind because lots of other things happen, and I'll jump back and forth a little bit here, but when bowling becomes truly popular in the United States, it is due to an influx of German immigration due to some stuff that was going on over there, and they brought bowling and their love of beer. Ooh. And all of a sudden people are like, you know what? This is all right. So really we owe like the popularity of bowling and the reason for this episode to the Germans. Who'd have thunk? Not known as the most fun people.
Right.
But they...
Fuck it, dude. Let's go bowling.
Also, of course, very popular in England, but it had a rough go of it over there, Jay. Because
is that right?
Many, many times, multiple different kings banned bowling or put like levies on it so that only rich people could do it. King Henry VIII.
One day, even normal people and poor people will be able to go bowling.
Never. Wait, okay. In 1366, King Edward III banned bowling because he said it was too much of a distraction from archery practice.
Interesting. Okay.
Like,
you gotta stick them sharp sticks into them French boys. No spares or strikes or nothing like that.
No bow.
Yeah.
Decrees King Edward
There will
III.
be no bowling in the country of England. That's my level best. What was it? Richard III or whatever? Nah, Richard III. That's fucking Shakespeare.
Edward III.
Edward III. I think he sounded like that. Sounds like he sounded like that.
It sounds like he sounds like that.
That's a gutter again, Edward. Sorry, you're in the gutter.
No more bowling! Lots of other things, but the fact hat is a little hot on my head, so that's enough facts for now.
Well, you just say
down.
bullshit in the meantime.
Yeah. Bowling got really popular because there was too many chickens around, and people they would throw stones at chickens. And
well, tell me a slight fact that's not a real fact, and I can repeat the actual fact, but I think it might be.
Okay. This is good. According to our favorite, the internet, bowling is played by a lot of people.
Fact.
In a lot of countries.
It's played by everyone. Next.
And it's the subject of video games.
It is. That's a
fact.
Well, you didn't have the fact. You didn't have the fact hat on.
But you do.
Bowling is played in a lot of video games.
I'm just gonna. It's played by, according to Wikipedia, I don't know where they got these numbers, but according to them, bowling is played by 120 million people, but no more.
Oh, globally?
In 90 plus countries.
Whole big old bowling ball we call planet Earth?
It is a big old 3 holes. 90 plus countries, according again to them, bowling is played by 70 million people in the United States and no more.
I believe it. Don't you think?
Und no more.
Don't you think bowling and golf are pretty similar, kind of, in the spirit? No, maybe not the spirit of it. Maybe I guess the casual side of it.
Yeah, they're both sports for the non-athletic.
Leisurely.
Yeah, they both include specific attire, which is then
that they do.
Worn outside of that. And they're the only sports like that. You would never see somebody wearing like a football jersey just walking around. You would never see that.
Yeah.
They'd get tackled everywhere they went.
If I'm in a bowling alley, a lot of times I mind the pool table, to be perfectly honest. That'd be funny to take a cue ball from the pool table and roll it down the lane.
I thought you were going to say hit a bowling ball with it.
Oh, put the bowling ball on the pool table.
No.
At the lane.
Yeah. You just hit, instead of throwing the bowling ball, you hit it with a cue.
That would just never work. There's not enough transference of energy through this tiny aperture of the pool cue. Something I wouldn't know anything about.
Apertures?
It just would never work.
We haven't done our apertures episode yet, so we don't know about it yet.
That would be challenging.
Do you feel like doing the podcast is making you smarter?
Yes, myself smarter, and also everybody that watches it, making them quite a bit smarter.
Yeah. And for anybody who's listening to audio only, he did put on the fact hat for that.
Fact hat's on.
Congratulations, you're smarter.
I'm a fat cat in a fact hat.
Fat cat in a fact hat.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Rapping is a different episode.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't have known about trillathons if not for this show.
Trillathons. It sounds like a medication. I'm on Trillathon now, and I don't even think about living life anymore. I only think about rolling a ball down pine. I used to be sad, but now I bowl strikes every time.
Turkey on turkey on turkey. Thanks, Trillathon.
Side effects include hanging out and drinking beer in the hangar.
Stealing shoes.
What if there's a medication that made you better at bowling? Maybe
There
it's
is.
testosterone. Yeah. Send the ball through the back of the fucking bowling alley.
No, that's the beauty of bowling, is it's not jockey.
Yeah, true. There's not many gatekeepers to bowling either. You know, it's like, oh, you bowl? Sure. Why not? Why the fuck not?
Yeah. Again, it's the people's sport.
All the people missing digits on their right hand right now are like, motherfuckers.
They figure it out.
That's $1 billion idea. A prosthetic that helps the,
It's a
those bereft of digits.
it's a prosthetic hand, but it only has 3 fingers on it, because that's all you need.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, some people have like a hook because they are missing maybe their front half of their forearm. They're like, yeah, I'll go bowling.
Yeah.
They have a briefcase for their different appendage tools.
Yeah. Just strap on my bowling hand. Then strap that off. Strap on the beer holding hand. It's shaped like to hold a beer.
How'd you lose your arm anyways? Well, I tried reaching down the ball return thing because I was doing a hell of a game and I really got impatient.
Another thing about bowling that is exclusive to bowling,
Yeah.
there's no other sport where every once in a while you just put your hand in front of a nice little cool rush of air. And that's nice.
It really is. Seems like it would help other sports. Why don't wasn't MLB on the pitcher's mound have one of those? You know?
Well, you don't want your fingers to be cold when you're reaching in for your chaw.
Chaw.
Yeah, you know how pitchers always be spitting out chewing tobacco.
Oh. Is that another appendage or dip?
Yeah. Yeah, your chaw dipping hand.
How about that bowling combined with baseball? So instead of a pitcher and a batter, it's just a guy bowling. And if he gets a strike, and then and then the catcher behind the bowling pins has to grab up the bowling ball and bowl it to the first baseman.
Okay. All right. I'm starting to see it.
I guess the outfield would just have to take 5 for an entire game because I don't know how they'd even come into it.
Well, the outfield could be pins.
Well.
And you could call it bowl ball.
Bowl ball.
Or baseball.
Baseball.
And then there's no bats.
No.
Because they just break. Somebody trip over them.
Football. How about that?
Well, that's
just football, but it's a bowling ball instead of a football.
But it already is. Oh, we gotta watch some football.
Oh, fuck you. Soccer sucks. I'm talking about football.
I'm talking about football.
Footy. I hate soccer, and I hate anybody who likes soccer. And I don't even care if they're a Metaphiles fan.
Oh. I care if they're a Metaphiles fan.
I don't know what it is about soccer. It's just so fucking boring, and everybody's like, well, the fans are so great. The fans are the best.
It's the only sport that literally has a hooligan named after it.
Well, it's because you're so excited about the sport. It's like, I don't know, maybe...
You'd never have bowling hooligans.
Bowling hooligans.
Wouldn't happen.
Sure you do. You have New Jersey there all over the place. They'll bowl you over. Bowling hooligans. I wonder what city in the continental, well, heck, all the United States.
You're gonna allow Hawaii into the mix.
Oh yeah, I'm setting a Metaphiles precedent. How about that?
But Hawaii counts as one of the states.
You can be a part of the.
Aloha, Hawaiian listeners.
Hope you don't like soccer. But I wonder which city in the United States is the most fervent about bowling, and it's the most.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if we put on the fact hat, we could say which one.
I will leave the honor to you, sir.
New Jersey seems good. Should we look at the Big Lebowski on the IMDB Parents Guide?
I think so.
Might as well, right? The dude shades a notepad, revealing a doodle of a penis and testicles on a piece of paper. It's a doodle and not flesh, and is mild. In case anybody reading the IMDb Parents Guide was not aware of what a doodle is. Doodles are not flesh. They're just not.
Here's a t-shirt.
A woman is forward in a meeting with the dude, discussing sex and making a reference to the male anatomy, parentheses, penis. She's forward.
Parentheses, Three Musketeer gutters. Deep cut, deep Metaphiles cut.
There you go.
How about this?
Yes.
When you picture somebody who goes bowling markedly more than a normal person, it's kind of their hobby, their thing. What kind of person do you picture?
I definitely picture they have a gut, a beer belly.
Sure. A bowling belly. Maybe there should be rephrased into that.
Yeah. I definitely picture that they wear bowling shirts even when they are not bowling. That is their standard shirt.
It's a bowling shirt? Like, it's just like a button-up short sleeve or something, right?
Yeah. That's as far into it as I could get without putting on the fact hat.
Sure. All right.
I'm not prepared for that. I think bowling shirts might be its own episode. Because, I mean, we're definitely... we got too much content in this one. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
They drive a shitty car. No exceptions.
Yeah. They probably have spent more on bowling balls than on the car.
Spend more on rolling than rolling down the street.
Yeah.
Okay. They probably have debts.
Yeah, but all of this to say they're a good-natured person.
Laid back.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to meet a bowling aficionado that's an a-hole. The two just don't really go together.
No, that's reserved for like golf. That's the biggest disparate feature of the two sports.
Mm-hmm.
Assholes play golf. Cool people play bowling.
Yeah, and also they're probably German.
That's right.
And also they're probably very deeply religious. And they're every time they roll, they are absolving themselves of something.
My car broke down and I left my bowling shirt in the back seat. I'm here with my beer belly to bowl and absolve my sins.
And I would like a Budweiser.
And we'll be right back.
Be right back.
Hervor. Welcome back to the podcast, Metaphiles Bowling.
Frame 3.
Frame 3. We got 2 strikes, going for a third. I believe it's called turkey.
That's right. Thanks to Herodotus.
The father of history. Old chunk of coal.
Chunk of cola.
There you go.
What if there was Coca-Cola, but it had chunks in it?
Oh.
And what are they chunks of? Rock candy. Yum.
I think I did that as a kid. Put some nerds. Poured some nerds into. Might even have been bowling at the time. Into some Coca-Cola.
That seems like it was a good day.
Oh man. Yep, it was a good fucking day. Didn't help my beer belly. I was 8 years old, I had a beer belly.
So, of course, here in Frame 3 we discuss why bowling, and, as of last week, why not bowling.
Which I think is probably a better approach. In this case, why not football?
Too much running.
I also got knocked out cold playing backyard football at one point. It's a pretty involved physical sport. Why not golf? You don't want to be an asshole.
Yeah. And the shirts are better. Bowling shirts better than golfing shirts. Straight away.
Okay, yeah. Both short sleeve, been established, but shirts are a nuanced thing there.
We know too much about that.
Oh yeah, you show up to a Trump golf course in a bowling shirt, you're gonna get laughed off the green.
Of course, famously, bowling alley is, I think there are 2 in the White House. Many presidents, avid bowlers. There's a picture of Obama throwing a rock.
Throwing a rock?
A bowling ball.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why not football, and it's why not golf. Why not sit in a chair and drink beer at home? Because the noises. You like the noises.
You don't have the...
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
You don't have the...
Yeah.
Cool air.
I wonder if there's anybody that just bought one of those just for their house.
I do pretty good with this. I like bowling, but just this is...
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I just have it on my lazy boy.
Just sitting there watching Game of Thrones. How about Wii bowling, huh? Why do Wii bowling instead of just going to a damn bowling alley?
Not as heavy.
Yeah.
My arm does get a little sore.
Hell, since COVID, I've been so... what's the word?
Sick.
That's a given. Well, sedentary. That maybe my arm would get a little bit sore throwing a rock. Maybe I wouldn't be able to get a turkey.
A rock?
Why? What's the connection with Germans and bowling? You know? They like sauerkraut. They like sausage.
I mean, I think
they like fascism.
They love it. They loved it. They loved it before it was cool. A little political. Hot stove.
Whoa.
If you look at bowling, it's very segmented. It's very organized.
That's true.
There's a grid to the pins. It's a utilitarian sport in a certain kind of way, even though it is the sport of the people.
It's very regimented and orderly as far as the actual execution.
Yeah. And to be a good bowler, one's arm must be like the arm of a machine in a factory, producing the same results each time. In a way, it is the most German sport that you could ever think of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Rammstein did a whole album about it. Bowl till you die.
Bowl till you die. Bowl till you die. I go bowling. Drink. I brew. Rammstein.
Great album.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I give it a thumbs up for what they do. Listen to about 3 songs, you're good.
Yeah. Very.
Listen to a turkey, you're good.
Yeah. Very German.
Oh, yeah.
There is no funk to Rammstein whatsoever. It's not allowed.
No funk to bowling either.
No.
That's the analog right there. I'll bet Rammstein, every member, they go bowling every fucking day.
Yeah. You have to, just to maintain your citizenship. And when did you last bowl? While we're talking Germans and bowling.
Sure.
To say that in 1952 in Hamburg, Germany, the International Bowling Federation was created with a focus on making bowling a worldwide community. International tournaments and such. By 1979, it was recognized by the International Olympics Committee as the governing body for bowling sports. So the Germans truly have become the tyrants of the bowling world. And I would say well earned.
Wow. Have you seen evidence of some such community, even? I know there's professional bowling, but I mean, shit, there's professional fucking, hot dog eating. Furthest sport away from bowling, hot dog eating? No, definitely not.
Is it a sport?
I wonder if bowling could be considered a sport, maybe hot dog eating could be considered a sport.
Do they have the little hand blower?
It's a hot dog blower. They get a little too hot. Just a little fan.
Yeah, you're dipping one in water, you're holding the next one over the fan, and you just go like that. How many hot dogs do you think you could eat in one sitting? Let's get another viral food challenge going here.
I'm gonna need RC boat would be pretty cool. Put in my bathtub.
No, I actually don't want to sit and watch you eat a bunch of hot dogs. It seems unpleasant for
nobody does.
For me as a viewer, let alone the others. No, I have seen. I don't know what the bowling community is like. I don't do it often enough, but
it's all the people with beer bellies and debt and shitty cars.
Yeah.
Germans. Why bowling, huh?
Why bowling, huh? Huh?
What's the damn?
I think a lot of it comes down to the noises. Because again, you brought up why not just we bowl? It's because you like hearing the. We started off with it.
It's the.
It's calming.
Percussive.
Yeah.
Acoustic. Yeah.
I think it's
energy. It's pretty heavy ball, and you got to fling it down that fucking wood, right?
Sure. And you think when you're the one flinging it, this is physical strain, and it's a very active thing, but you're surrounded by this calming. I think it's the closest that we as humans have ever gotten to
the Garden of Eden.
Perhaps. Certainly the closest we've ever gotten to replicating waves crashing on the shore.
Ooh. Yeah, you know what? You're right.
The zen of that.
Maybe a thunderstorm, too, which I would consider pretty soothing, really. Being from Florida. Thunderstorms every afternoon. Every single afternoon, yeah. But also, it's cool to, like, see if you can do something.
Yeah.
See if you might be able to accomplish a higher score.
Yeah.
Which is the basis of any sport, of course.
Yeah.
Some level of challenge.
And it's a thing that any Tom, Dick, Harry, or Hans can... All right.
That's classy. That's good.
Anyone can achieve a feat that for them is beyond them. If I roll a strike, I feel great. If I roll one strike in the whole time I'm at the alley,
your confidence goes...
Yeah.
Right up.
Right up.
You just start scanning the bowling alley for people to...
For chicks.
For chicks to propose to.
Yeah.
Hey, I just bowled a strike. We married. That's a pretty good combo. And you got the soothing sounds of the ocean.
Yeah.
You got the triumph over physical objects. Level of mastery deserving of the most adoration available in the local vicinity.
Yeah. You got shoes that you like to wear that you're never going to wear otherwise. You got brewskis.
Add in brewskis there?
And the last several times I've been at a bowling alley, you've got an absolute certainty that somebody's going to play Bob Dylan's The Man in Me on the jukebox because it's from the movie and everybody loves that song, and I love hearing that song every single goddamn time.
This keeps getting better.
Is
prospect of bowling.
Yeah. Is bowling the Garden of Eden? It sounded pretty damn good to me.
Before Eve took down that evil fruit and took a bite.
Shouldn't have bit it, should have rolled it.
We could be rolling right now. Damn. Man's original sin.
Man's original sin was not bowling.
Wow. Well, you know what? I like to believe that we go somewhere when it's all said and done.
Yeah. And you hope the floor is not clouds, but pine.
But pine. That's right. Walking on streets of pine. Up to receive your reward.
Absolutely. And when you meet with St. Peter, he doesn't ask, what did you do with your life? He asks, what size are you?
Yeah.
I got a pair of 10.5s right here. Come on in.
Just for you.
La 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 la. Nobody's playing harps. They're just playing that song.
The soundtrack to Big Lebowski. Wow. You never get sick of it.
The man in me will hide sometimes to keep from being seen. But that's just because, Jay, the reason the man inside will hide is because he doesn't want to turn into some machine. And how about that?
I don't want to turn into a machine. You'll never see, I don't know, you'll never see Elon Musk make a machine that can bowl.
No. Even the Germans, lovers of machinery,
famously mechanical people.
Famously would never build a bowling machine. They love bowling too much. It softens the German edge. Rammstein, when they're out bowling every night as they do.
I don't know, some people call them fellas bowling machines, if you know what I mean.
They pop the Bob Dylan song on the jukebox. Oh. They're like, it is time even for us to have fun.
How about that Bobstein? This Bob Dylan song covers, but in the style of Rammstein.
Du hast mich. Du hast mich gefallen.
Just folk guitar. And then double bass. And guys with fucking all kinds of shit on them on stage. But it's Bob Dylan. Everybody's like, I'm so glad it's back. I'm just back doing music. You sucked for a long time, actually, there for a second. But
I didn't like it when he went electric, but man, I kind of like it when he went Rammstein. Bob Dylan goes Rammstein. Dylan goes Rammstein.
That's so funny, man. Maybe we'll see in our lifetimes, you know? Shit.
Maybe. I mean, in Bob Dylan's lifetime, more.
Yeah, a couple years. That would be the best thing that could happen to anybody.
Is if Dylan goes Rammstein.
It's my most optimistic outlook in our future, I guess I would say.
Is that Dylan might go Rammstein before he dies?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty optimistic.
I have a lot of faith in bowling.
As do I.
So maybe we can engineer it, huh? Hey, Mr. Dylan, I'm a big fan.
Yeah, and I'm sure you of us.
Sure you've seen a couple episodes.
Yeah, this is not the first time that you've come up.
Sorry we haven't done a Bob Dylan episode yet. There is a waiting list. You are coming up. Just believe it.
Yeah, I think you're behind Kiss, but don't take that personally.
It's just a time thing. First come, first pot.
Yeah.
You want to go bowling?
First come, first pod.
Yeah.
I love it.
And you go bowling with Bob Dylan, and you're like, oh, is that Rammstein? Because you gave him the same shtick as well.
Oh, so, yeah, you're doing a little parent trapping.
Yeah, and they're all bowling. They're having a good time. Rammstein are bowling turkeys.
Yeah. Rammstein puts Man and Me on the jukebox. Bob Dylan puts Firefly on the jukebox.
Yeah.
Or we do, and we say he did.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Bob, would you play this? You know this is them, right?
This is them, Bob.
I didn't know. You were such a
Wow, it seems like you guys really have a lot in common. It's also...
Next thing you know, we're producers for the next Bobstein album. Bowling. That's why bowling.
That's why bowling.
Let's make Bob Dylan cover... Wait, Rammstein cover Bob Dylan songs. Collab, I guess.
Yeah. I more want to hear Dylan singing Rammstein than I want to hear Rammstein singing Dylan.
Yeah, I'll get behind that for sure. Yeah.
How many roads must a man walk down? Not as good.
May you stay forever young. Harmonica.
It's pretty tempting, by the way, to just like have bowling noises underneath this entire episode,
yes,
right?
So we have to do it.
Should we?
Absolutely. Let's do a medley right now. A overture.
An overture.
All the sounds at once.
Oh, so they've all been happening this whole time, and now
time.
In this moment, we're gonna hear every one of them combined.
Sure, just for time's sake.
Sure. So let's hear it now.
Like a crash into the wave of the ocean.
Absolutely. I did see Bob Dylan live once. He's pretty infamously not fun to see live. And that was my experience. But whenever he was playing his harmonica, that was like being on another planet, because it was fucking Bob Dylan playing harmonica right there in front of you. The harmonica that's
like history.
Changed the world.
History coming to life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything went sepia, and yeah.
Yeah.
It was worth it. It was worth the otherwise very disappointing, unpleasant show for those moments. And if it was that plus the grinding chug of Rammstein, sign me up.
Yeah. Well, first step is to go bowling. So that's why bowling.
That's why. That's why. Yeah. We've covered it.
Who would you most like to go bowling with?
Short of Dylan and Rammstein.
Short of that.
Yeah.
An individual just throwing a rock. And also, here's a second level to it. That you are at the same time considering the first consideration. You're confident you'd be able to beat him because you got $1 million on the line.
Well, then, like, who's a famous baby? Because I could definitely beat them, and I do want that $1 million pretty bad. I think you added the stakes got too real for me, where I was thinking about that money, and more than I was thinking about the experience of bowling, and that's not what bowling's about.
It's not. People who are affluent and want to be assholes about it play golf.
That's right. Yeah. We can't bring capitalism into the Garden of Eden that we have made of the bowling alley. So let's remove the $1 million part.
Okay.
And just say if I could bowl with anyone. The answer there is I would go bowling with somebody that I just would want to meet, because bowling, again, casual, so I'm getting a lot of just time to meet this person. So that being said, Vladimir Putin, for sure.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, just looking to chill with that guy. Just hang. What's up, Boots?
You could beat him.
I don't know. Did you see that picture where he's shirtless on the horse? Guy's ripped. He could throw that rock.
Man, you know what? American presidents should do that. Hey, George W. Jr. Take a shirt off and go bowling.
Yeah.
Horse bowling, huh?
Who is a president that we've seen with their shirt off? Any of them?
Interesting. Ooh.
I don't think so.
I would maybe think, well...
And you know.
Nope, JFK autopsy photo.
Oh. I don't know that counts.
Still alive with her shirt on, or off. Yeah. I don't think it's ever happened, man.
And I mean, man, if Obama posed shirtless on the cover of Playgirl or whatever.
Yeah.
Obama, the most desired shirtless president, right?
Well, are you going by policies or physique?
Nah, just like pure sex appeal.
Interesting.
We've seen him bowling. We've seen him smoking a cigarette.
You got Van Buren.
Was that one?
President Ford.
No. No.
I bet old Abe Lincoln would look good without a shirt on.
Probably.
Yeah,
he's probably got that tall, lean thing going on. But I don't think there's any president that people are thirstier for than Barack Obama.
Well, he did do 2 terms, so you're probably right.
And that's mostly why. They were like, I bet if we could put him back in, well, he'll probably pop that top.
Guys, 3rd terms are forbidden against the Constitution. That's my best.
And you know what else is forbidden in the Constitution now? making too much noise. That's what he strips to.
Wow. Thanks, democracy. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, democracy. But also no thank you, because where are the pics? We're not demanding to see the birth certificate here. We're just demanding to see them abs, baby. I didn't ask you the question back yet. Who would you go bowling with? My real answer is probably like Josh Homme. Seems like he'd be fun bowling.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to watch David Lynch throw a bowling ball. That would just be too weird.
I gotcha.
Normally, if the question is if I get to meet a celebrity, David Lynch. But Josh Homme seems like he'd be fun.
Let's say Julia Childs. She'd get all drunk.
Yeah, and then after you're done, she'd probably cook you up a nice pot roast or something.
That was a good game of bowling. That's my Julia Childs. Ain't darts bowling, but you're just throwing them?
No, it'd be more like if all the darts were on the board and you threw something at them to knock them off.
Ooh.
Did we just invent that game?
That's... Well, you'd want to lay the board flat, which is just a bowling ball.
Yeah, what you should do is like take the dartboard with 10 darts in it, put it on the ground, make it level with the ground, and then put a long strip of pine between you and it, and then throw a large, heavy ball at it. And also, you probably want to make the darts larger, more of a kind of a pin shape.
You know, this exact conversation happened 5,200 years ago.
Yes.
In Egypt.
Yeah. Retroactive Fact Hat.
Yeah.
Retroactive Fact Hat. Good band name.
Oh. Hey guys, we have a retroactive Fat Cat fact. The song's called Truther. 9/11 Truther.
And was 9/11 kind of the worst bowling game
here we
that's
go.
ever been played? And let's not labor on it too much.
It was a spare. Technically, first of all.
And it was a split.
A
Building 7 split.
Split, my bad, yeah.
Building 7 split.
Oh, ooh.
Come on.
No bowling ball hit that building, and he still got a split.
Bowling. We love it. The world loves it.
It's a very, very old sport.
It's as close to heaven as you're gonna get on the planet Earth.
Safely above the trap drawer, for sure.
So far out of it.
Yeah. Well.
And I don't know. I guess.
Think about it. This is part of the sign-off that I say.
And this is the part of the sign-off that I say, and we leave you now with one more good strike noise. Hey, this is Zach Caffrey.
This is Jason Ford.
And we're the hosts of Metaphiles, the podcast that you just finished watching and technically are still watching. And while you're here, if you could, just go ahead and like this episode, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment if you're so inclined. Maybe the comment could be about, and then it'll say whatever the topic was that week. So this, say that.
Metaphiles.